Hello and welcome to all members of the White group attending this Unlocking the Vault Express webinar today. My name is Tamara Ortiz. I'm part of the digital BDE team. And in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how to use the Designly program that's now available through our new platform, VaultRE. We'll just jump out of here and I'm going to jump straight into the Designly program. So you can navigate through to Designly from a few areas within VaultRE. Just going to quickly point them out now. So on any property or any owner that is attached to it, obviously, you have your Print Lab button up the top here. This will direct you over to Designly. Alternatively, if you go to e-marketing, you will find Designly here as well. Also under my integrations, you have Designly here as well. So lots of different areas and different ways that we can get across to the Designly program. So Designly replaces what was formerly My Design connected to my desktop. My Design was an add-on product, whereas Designly is fully built into the Vault program. So there is no additional fee incurred for the use of Designly. It is now available for all of our members to use. I'm going to take you through a few templates today. We won't go through every single template, but I do want to point out a few particular templates and ways in which they operate differently, particularly in the email section. We'll give you a quick demo of a printable, so a property guide. You can also create window cards and brochures in the printable section, and a very quick demo of the social media tiles. You can see that there are some other tiles and options available in the program. So we do very much hope that you will jump in and have a play around with what we have created. So to kick today's session off, I'm going to jump into emails and show you a few different options that we have here. So we have created a manual vendor report that you are able to use. I won't be taking you through this one today. We'll be focusing mainly on the market update template, which replaces the market report that was available over in my desktop. So I will show you that one. But just to start today's session off, I did want to focus on these last three templates here because they operate differently to the other templates that are available. So our quick inquiry, our market update property alert, and our buy and match templates all actually relate back into Vault. So what that means is when we create our templates up the top here, we're actually going to pull the property information into these particular templates. We set these ones up for Vault to actually pull the property information in, and I will give you a live demonstration of how that works today. They all relate to different areas of Vault as well. So I did want to explain this as we have had this trip a lot of people up as they've come across. So when we're using different functions over in Vault, we do need to have the templates set up here in Designly for those templates to surface back over into Vault for us to actually complete what we're wanting to do. So quickly working through what we have available, our quick inquiry template. This relates back into Vault, as the area where if we set a requirement, a buy rent requirement up against a contact, and then we choose to do a match property search on that particular contact to match properties with them, that is what the quick inquiry template relates back to. The market update property alert template, this is when we're setting up our alerts, our buyer alerts, our property alerts, whatever you're wanting to call them. So when we set the buy rent requirement up, you have the ability to set up an alert, and this is the template needed for that to actually work. So I'll jump over into Vault in a second and show you exactly where each of these areas relate to and how you can make sure you set the templates up. And then lastly, the buyer match is exactly that. It's the buyer match against a property. So this is the scenario where we have a new listing and we want to match all of the buyers in our database against that new listing and send out the new listing alert to all of those buyers to say to them, this is the new property that's come to market. So this is the template that relates to that. So for absolute clarity, I am going to jump over into my Vault account, and I've already got a contact open here on the screen. So I'm going to show you where each of those templates marry into now. So let's pretend that Marilyn is actually looking for a property to purchase. I would have gone into Marilyn's contact and put a buy rent requirement against her, which you can see I have done here already. So then from here, we can do a number of things. Firstly, I could match any properties that are currently in our system against the buy rent requirement that I've placed at the top here. So you can see when I press the match properties button here, it searched the database and found this particular listing that would work for what Marilyn is searching for. So then from here, I would press my send email using template, and this is the match properties function. So the template that's going to relate to this one is that quick inquiry one. So quick inquiry is actually, and you can see as I hover, it says match listings. So it's the match properties function. So when I press my send email button from here, you can see that it's actually trying to pull in those quick inquiry templates that I've set up. So if you're doing this and there's an error message coming up that says no template has been set up, it's just that you need to jump into Designly and set this template up. The next template we're going to talk about is the market update template. So again, the market update property alert, so relating to the property alert section. So in Vault, if I've set my requirement up and then I'm wanting to configure my email alerts so that this person automatically gets emailed every day, every week, every fortnight, or every month about any properties that match their their requirement in terms of new listings, price reductions, open homes, and recently sold, then this is where that particular template comes into play. So you can see the market update property alert templates are feeding into here. Again, if you are getting an error message in here that there are no templates available, it's just because you haven't jumped into Designly and set this particular template up. Lastly is the buy match functionality. So this would be if I was to do a match against a property. So if I quickly pull up a property in our system, just to show you where that relates back to. So if I jump into the system and I use my buy match button here available at the top, you can see it searched the database, found 165 buyers in my database that would match with this property. So when I go to my prepare email section, again, if you're getting an error message here that you do not have any templates to select from, it's simply because you haven't set up this template over in Designly. So a few tips and tricks, just last thing with these particular templates when we are setting them up. This is all you need to do to set a template up in the system. So if I was going to set up this quick inquiry one, which is that match properties function against a singular contact, I'll click on the particular template I want to use. I'm going to press use this template. I would give the template a name. So I might call it my match properties template or whatever is going to resonate with you. Do not stress about what agent this is connected to because it will obviously pull in based on the FPOC or marketing rep that's attached to that particular contact. The agent is really just whose profile in Designly this template is actually going to appear under. So you can see that we've already created a template for you. Two quick tips / tricks that I would like to point out to everyone with this template, and this applies to the other two templates as well. So I'm actually not going to go and create the other two templates today. This is a very similar process. But the two things I wanted to point out is you do not need to drop any more than one property place card in here. If when I press that match properties function, there were 3 properties that highlighted in that area, then 3 properties would be created in here. So you don't need to worry about duplicating this section to cater for the amount of properties that are going to be created. So don't resist the urge to drop multiple listings in here. You only need the one. The second thing I wanted to point out is the fact that you cannot update this heading up the top, which I find quite frustrating. So a very quick tip or trick to change this up, because no offense, but the buyer is not going to know what a quick inquiry is. If you select towards the outside of this area at the top and make sure you've got the yellow line around the outside. So we're not looking for this yellow line on the inside, yellow line right around the outside, like you can see has happened here, going right out to the edges of the page. I'm going to press my delete trash can button up the top. Then I'm going to pick a header up and drop it back in. And this area is now editable for me. So I could now put in here a property match for you, or something like that, that's going to make a little bit more sense to the buyer. So you can see I've set that up now. Then all you need to do is press your save button here. It will save the changes for you, and you will now get a message to say that this template is now available in Vault for you to use. So then what I could do, so you'll follow those same steps. If we just jump back out very quickly, just to highlight again, you would do those same steps again for your templates that relate to your market update, property alert, and your buyer match as well. So then to see that live and in practice, I'm actually going to jump back over to Marilyn, because that was the template that we were just setting up right now, is to do the match properties function against contact. I jump into Marilyn very quickly and go over to my match properties function. We can see that it has matched this property with her. So if I press my send email using template button now, I can see that that template that I just set up, match properties template, is available there. I press my use template button and it's going to pop me over into Designly and show me that email being created. So you can see it's actually pulled in all of the details for that property for me. And then all I would do from here is press my send button. And it's now throwing me back across into Vault, ready to send that email out to the contact. So you can see all of the email addresses selected at the top. I can actually choose when I want this to be sent out. So if I want to send it immediately, obviously selecting that, chucking an email subject in here, and then next, and that would send that particular communication out for us. So that's how to use those particular templates. I've tripped quite a few people up, so I wanted to take a moment to explain that. Jumping back in now, I'm going to show you a few other templates and how to use them. So I will jump into the market update template just because this is the most comprehensive template, has the most options for us to use. So these weekly OFI just listed and recently sold are sort of all subsidiaries of this big market update template. So they're just, I guess, watered down versions of this one here. So again, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to press use this template. I give it whatever name I want to call it, like so, and then I'm going to save, and I can now start to create this email. So this could be used for our weekly email out that goes to our whole database to update them on what open homes we've got happening this weekend, what price reductions have happened, our feature property of the week, what's recently sold, so on and so forth. So you can do that here. So again, there's been some templates sort of loaded into the system for you. For this one here today, just to give you the best demonstration possible, I'm actually going to press this button up the top here, this bin, and it's going to clean my template for you because I want to show you how easy it is to actually create a template today. So first of all, I'm really going to start from the top of my page and work my way down to build all of my email content. So I've got quite a few options here that you can see happening right now. So first thing I might want to do is I might want to drag and drop my heading. I then might want a little bit of commentary to come in to talk about what's happening. Then what I might actually want to do next is I might want to put some buttons in. So you can see that I've dragged and dropped my button, and literally as I'm building it, you can witness me right now dragging it from this side of the screen and dropping it onto the screen. And as I'm doing that, you'll notice a little green line. So I'm going to put my spacer in right now. Wherever that green line is where that particular thing will drop. So right now, if I drop my spacer here, it's put the space above the buttons area like so. Might then want to put another spacer underneath like I've just done there. And then the next thing I might do is I might put some articles in. So I might go my 2 columns of text and image and drop them in here. And I could put, you know, about the local fair that we attended over the weekend, or, you know, if it was coming into Anzac Day, I might want to share an Anzac cookie recipe or something like that. I can add those in here as well. So these are just image placeholders. You can see it says insert image. So when I click on this, I would just press that image gallery button at the top, and it's going to flick me straight over into my image library. You can see I've got a few images loaded into the system here. I could also press my upload button to upload some images into the system. We do have our shared library available as well. So you can see that was my library. If I press my shared library over here, we do have a few Ray White images loaded in here as well. They should be loading through now. It's probably just taking a moment. So yeah, we can see them coming in now. Might just select this one of the horsey. Beautiful. Once that's selected, I can then insert that image. So I just double click, but you can press that insert button at the top. You can see the images come in. So obviously this image isn't perfect because it's quite a long image. So you might want to choose something that's a little bit more landscape than portrait style for that particular one there. To write in the heading, I'm just going to double click in that section, and then I can start typing in that area, whatever heading I want. Like so, and then I could copy in a little bit of my text. So if this was I was wanting to point this, maybe this is an article that someone's published recently about the amount of buyers that are coming into the area or something like that. I could put my little teaser intro in here, and then I could click here to read more, and then highlight that area and hyperlink it, and then I can, sorry, that was rather quick. I highlighted this and then press this little link button here, and then I could paste the URL that I wanted to point this away to. So that's now hyperlinked, and they could click to read more in that area. So that's how to set that up. I did want to quickly point out with these buttons here, they can link to different areas. I skipped over this quite quickly before, and you don't have to have all 3. So if I just wanted the one button in the middle, I could hover over this one. So I get that big sort of box around the outside. I'll press my delete button, do the same over here. And now I've only got my button in the middle. So then from here, I can click on this button, and I could put make it nice and long, and then I could put my agent website in here, or my landing page on my office website that goes to my agent page. And you can see it inserts that button there. So then when they click on that, they'll be pushed away to that page. So that's creating a little bit of content. You do have a number of other options. I'm not going to spend too much time today going through all of these because we'll be here forever. But if I wanted to drop a video in, I can drag and drop that like so. Again, what we would do here, we're not actually housing the video within this particular email, just because that obviously then creates a large email volume size, and we're wanting to make sure this hits as many inboxes as possible and doesn't sort of hit the spam filters. So what you would do is actually grab a thumbnail of your video and load it into here. And then down here, you could actually put, oops, if I can spell. so. And then in this play video section, what I would do again is double click. So like what I did with the buttons up the top, I double click on it and it will come up with the bit here. So I can put here, and then I can insert my URL here. Like so, and update. And now that button, when they click on it, they can actually watch that video as well. You can do the same here with that actual video thumbnail. So you could load it in, and then all I've done just then is double click on that area, and you could load in that same YouTube link behind that image as well, so that if they clicked on that actual video, it would take them to YouTube and play the video for them, or Vimeo, or whatever sort of service you're using. So that's to create all of the different content pieces. Then we might want to bring in our feature property of the week, and then we might also want to put our properties that are open this weekend in here. So what I'll do is I will grab my featured listing and drag and drop that in here, and you can see that has popped in. So what I might do from here is, again, on the side, I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab my centered gray heading and drop that here, and I'm going to call this week. And then what I might do is I'm going to grab that same heading again and drag and drop that down here, and I'm going to call this weekend. Wasn't perfect spelling, that's okay, you're getting the gist. Then for the properties that are open this weekend, I might grab my grid listings and pop that in here so that we can, did that drop? There we go, so that I can put in my properties that are open this weekend. So now how do I actually get that property content in? Anywhere in this program now where we can see this. So even including over in our printable section. So anywhere except for those 3 templates that are highlighted at the start of today's program, or today's video, I should say, anywhere where you can see a property place card holder like so with the little house in the middle means that we can drag and drop the properties into the system. So if I click on this here and click my property search button, it's going to start searching my database to find properties that would work. So I've unticked public listings because obviously with our fake database, none of our listings are public. So then in here, I can see all of my residential sales property, and I could select which one was my property of the week. So I might just go with this one here, and I'll insert my listing now. And it will now load that property data into my template for me. So you can see that property has pulled through into the system very nicely there for my property of the week. So now how do I get my open homes for this weekend? So again, I'm going to find my property place card holder, and I'm going to do my property search. I'm going to go residential, sales, and we're going to put our more filters on, and you'll see the extra filters option here. So if I take that off, and I'm going to now put an extra filter of open homes on this one. So this is going to now look for any properties within my system that have open homes on them. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any open homes in the system, so it's not going to pick that up. But I can also search for any price reductions that have happened as well, so I can create those lists as well in here. So it would be really good if I had some, but unfortunately I don't. Let's see if I can find any options. No, that's okay. So then from here, you would basically see all of your open homes. You could then also sort them by your open home order as well. So when you put that extra open homes filter on, you'll have the ability to sort by open homes from, you want to put them from the earliest to the latest. And then from there, you can select multiple listings. I'll just take that open home filter off. we go. So then let's pretend these were all my open homes and I'd actually done that. I can then select multiple listings. Like you can see now, I'm selecting them. And then from here, I can press my insert listing button and it's going to pop all of those listings in for me in that order. Okay, and then it's now loading that into the system for me. So you can see all of those properties are feeding through and we have all of our detail feeding in. So then lastly, I would grab my footer like I just said and drag and drop that onto my page to close my page out here. You can see this one has a footer on it. So then lastly, I'll press my save button at the top to save my changes. Always remember to save your changes. But the idea behind this is you could set this up as a template. And then each week you just have to come in and change up your article content, change up your feature property of the week, and change up your open homes. And then you could send it out again. So then once this is here, I can now use my send button up the top. And it's going to actually throw me over into Vault to actually ready to send this particular template out now, which is what it's doing. There you go. It's been added and saved into my Vault account. I press view and it throws me straight over ready to send this particular property out. Sorry, not this particular property, this particular communication out. So we go, it's loaded that in. I would choose, my precinct or my categories or whoever I'm wanting to send it to. I can schedule it. I put my email subject in and then I can press next and go through the process of sending that out. So the last thing I wanted to do was very quickly show you the other templates that you do have available in the system. They're probably a little bit more simple, I guess, than those templates that we just went through. So just another couple of minutes on those and you should be right to go with working through Designly. Beautiful. So the other contacts that are, the other templates that I wanted to show you today really are under the printables and social media section. So I'm very quickly going to jump into our printables area. Like I said before, there are quite a number of options in here. These are all of obviously your window card options. You've got a few brochure options as well. You do have this PDF flyer featured and just listed. Again, these operate a little bit similarly to the way that those 3 templates I talked about first up in this session work, that they will actually pull from Vault and pull the data in. So an example of that happening, if I jump over into Vault very quickly, if I went to my properties and filter properties, this one's going to search for all listings. I can search by upcoming open homes as well. So if I press my search button down the bottom here, it's going to pull all of my listings in for me. And then this PDF flyers button up the top here, this will actually create that stock list, again, based around you setting up that PDF flyer template over in Designly. So if you're setting up these ones here, that's what that links back to, and it just creates a prettier stock list for you. The last one is the property guide, which is like your My Guide or, the booklet that you have displayed at the front of your property, or maybe you give to your agents to take to their open homes on the weekend, that contains all of our listings in it. So to create a property guide, again, I'm just going to click on the property guide section, click use this template, and it's going to give it whatever title I'm wanting to give it. Press my save button and it's going to create this template for me. And so you can see it's creating the template for me. It's already loaded a bunch of options in the system for me. So it's put in our front page, some middle pages, and then our back page as well. So then from here, lots of things we can do. We can change the image that's on the back of that cover page. Sorry, I've just zoomed out there accidentally. with my mouse. So if I didn't want the chair as the back image, when I click on it, I'll press that little image icon at the top. I can load in an image if I want, or I can go to my shared library and find another image that I like to use instead. Just going to jump out of this just for purpose of time for today. You can call it something other than the property guide, obviously, as well. So if we click in this area, sorry, just call this the call it the Ballina listings guide or something like that, and you can see that coming in there. So again, similar concept to what we had over in the market report area. We can now not drag and drop, but pull properties into these areas. So I pull in my feature property, and then I can also then pull in all of my other properties. So this might not be my just listed page. It might be my open this weekend page. It might be my price reductions page, or it might actually be my just listed page. So if I wanted to make this my just listed page, what I could then do is click here like so, do my property search again. And what I'm going to do now is go residential, and I'm going to go sales. I'll take that public listings filter off so that we actually have some options feed in. And then with my more filters section, I might actually go and sort it by the most recently modified, or you can also put it in suburb order, price order, so on and so forth. So if I put price low to high here, you'll see it'll start actually sorting it into price order like so. And then again, the same concept, we can click, 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 whatever ones we're wanting to bring in. Also wanting to point out, you have the select all button up the top to bring all of the listings in at once as well. So if you did the open home filter, and you had all of your open homes come up, and you could just press the select all button and then press insert, and it would actually insert those for you. So I will just pull these two in for now, just to, you know, if I pulled them all in, we'd be sitting here waiting for this to load for quite some time. So we can see that that's now loaded in, and you can see those properties have pulled in there as well. So then from here, I would just save this and then download it as a PDF, and I can then print that off. The very last thing that is available, I mean, it's not the very last thing, but the last thing I did want to quickly show you today is the fact that you do have a few social media tiles available in here as well. So the social media tiles are available here up the top, and you do have a few different styles. So you can see them available here as well. We've got Facebook covers, Twitter posts, Instagram posts, and Facebook posts as well. Same concept where you would pull in the property data into the particular post. So we have lots of different social media options here, different posts, Facebook, Instagram, all of that is covered. Just going to very quickly jump into one of these templates just to show you an option that you have as well when you're pulling the properties in that I forgot to quickly highlight to everyone before. So when I do jump into this template, when I come down to putting a property in, I obviously didn't save it before, that's okay. When I do my property search and I find the property that I want to pull in, if like this one here, it's got 3 different photos and you need to reorder the photos that are in the system, just another tip and trick where you see those little arrows facing each way. If you click on that, it will actually show you all of the images that are attached to the listing, and you can reorder them in here just for the purpose of this particular like creation. So I might, choose to pick this one up and put it in front here, like so. And then if I press save And now when I pull that property in, it'll actually pull it in those particular orders. So you don't have to go back into my desktop and reorder the photos, back into Vault and reorder the photos like you used to have to do in my desktop. You can do it within the program there, and you can see it's pulled in that particular order like I told it to. So that concludes today's session on Designly. Just wanting to remind everybody that you can jump over into Whiteboard, and we do have our Getting Prepared for One System 2.0 section available here on the front page. You can see I was just in it before. Lots of training and resources available in here, and if you do need any assistance, please do reach out to your local digital BDE. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to seeing you online for the next session. Thank you and have a wonderful day.